Line 9 Sports.
Ricky Weeks underwent surgery today to fix his left hamstring that he tore last week in San Francisco. The second baseman will undergo 4 to 6 months of rehab, but he should be back in time for spring training next season. Meanwhile, the Brewers were back at Miller Park to open up a 4-game set against the Reds. Chris Davis puts the home team on the board first in the bottom of the second with a solo home run. Kyle Loesch was on the mound for the Brewers. Here he is striking out Joey Votto. Just one of 4 strikeouts that he recorded tonight. Then in the top of the fourth, Brandon Phillips goes way back in center field to the wall. Carlos Gomez comes up with the amazing catch, but he gets hurt grabbing his right rear hip. The All-Star ends up leaving the game with actually a right knee sprain, an MRI scheduled for tomorrow. Meanwhile, Joey Votto gets revenge for the strikeout earlier with a solo homer off of Loesch to break the 1-1 tie. Brewers lose Gomez, and then the game. Final score, 2-1 Reds win. Countdown to kickoff continues with a look at the SPASH Panthers, a team that went 8-2 last year and reached the second round of the playoffs. SPASH also finished tied at the top of the Valley South with Marshfield. While the defense returns 9 of their 11 starters, the offense lost their leading rusher, receiver, and passer to graduation. That's a lot to lose. Head coach Pete McAdams, who is heading into his 13th season with the Panthers, says that SPASH is still searching for its identity. While McAdams is proud of the energy level and the competitive atmosphere at practice, the Panthers have a week left to figure themselves out.
And I'm sure most teams are in the same boat. So going into game one, we certainly hope to have an idea what we're all about. And what we mean by identity is, what kind of team are we? How do we play together? What kind of chemistry do we have? Do we have selfish players on the football team, or are we truly playing as one? And so we got to figure out those kinds of things right now.
The Panthers open up the season at home against DC Everest next Friday night. The talk about Aaron Rodgers continues like an ongoing soap opera. First, Greg Jennings criticized his former QB about his leadership. This morning, Donald Driver told ESPN Radio that Rodgers wasn't the type of quarterback who took pressure off his receivers because Rodgers wouldn't own the mistakes of other players. Today, current Packers receiver James Jones chimed in.
Everybody in here is a man. You're not in college no more. You ain't in high school no more. You're a man. When you make a mistake, you got to own up to your own mistake. I mean, just because we got a good quarterback, I mean, it ain't his responsibility to take everybody else's wrongdoings. You know what I mean? If we make a mistake, we own up to our mistakes. Every level I've been at, every time I made a mistake, I got in trouble for it. Whether it was coming from the quarterback, whether it's coming from your coach, whether it's coming from your own people in your own room from the wideout position. When you make a mistake, you want somebody to hold you accountable for it.
Oh, stop talking, play football. That's it for sports.
Thanks, David.